there, welcome to Dharma Talk Tuesday. You might notice I'm not Julie. I'm not Julie Surratt. I am Diane Byron, founder of Unstoppable Heart Coaching. Julie is traveling today and she asked me to step in and share some of my experiences and my vision, as well as the power of being connected with your body wisdom. Because that was a huge shift for me when I found Julie and Maya, which is how I got connected with Julie. So as everybody jumps on, I will say hello, but I want to let you know, again, if you're just jumping on, Julie is traveling. I am Diane Byron, founder of Unstoppable Heart Coaching, and Julie asked me to step in today. So I hope you're all doing well. It's actually a sunny day here in San Diego, so I'm super excited about that. And one of the most amazing parts about me being connected with Julie is, hi, Yvonne and Mario, thank you for joining. I am not Julie. I'm stepping in for her while she's traveling. I met Julie, I saw her at the Zone event, and I signed up for her email list, and I listened to her and read about her for about a year. And I connected with her, and during our enrollment call, I actually hung up on her twice. Not on purpose. My phone actually disconnected once, and once I hit the wrong button. And she kept in with me, and that was really meant a lot to me. That was a huge proponent for me to step in with her, because she was so committed to my transformation, even though I hung up on her and she had no idea what happened. And when I met her, I told her, I don't know if their program's right for me because I don't do yoga. And one of the things that she said to me, and this is one of the most impactful things she said, was, why don't you do yoga? And I said, because I'm not flexible. And she said, oh, okay, got it. How flexible is your thinking? And I said, I'm a Boston Yankee. I'm about as inflexible in my thinking as you can possibly get. And she said, oh, okay. How's that working out for you? And that was my introduction to Julie Surratt and the Maya program. And what I can tell you is the number one most impactful thing I learned being, hi, Laura, I'm Diane Byron, founder of Unstoppable Heart Coaching. Julie's a dear friend and mentor, and she's traveling today. So I jumped on to support her while she's traveling at her request. And the number one thing that I learned from Julie is that I don't have to look outside myself for the answers. And when I am quiet and when I allow my body to speak to me, I will get all the answers that I require. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Christina. And the idea of me doing yoga was pretty much the funniest thing I had ever thought of. When Julie gave me a couple of exercises or practices to try overnight between the time before I committed to Maya, I fell over like a gazillion times. And when I got on the phone with her, she said, exactly, that was the point, Diane. It was to loosen you up. Oh, you don't do yoga either, Laura? I do it every morning now. Because one of the things that Julie taught me, and the number one thing that impacts me is, yes, the answers are inside me, but they're locked inside me because of the way I have held myself for so many years. So when I started doing yoga and I started opening up the chakras, which I didn't even know anything about really, I was gaining all these answers, and I was gaining flexibility in the way that I thought, and what I was willing to accept, and what I was willing to change, and what I was willing to commit to. Because if I could do Twisted Monkey, if I could do pigeon pose, then I could do things that I never thought I could do before, because honestly, I could barely do tree pose when we started. And cat cow was probably the easiest one, and child's pose. And that was pretty much it. And the other thing Julie did for me was meet me where I was, and never made me feel like I couldn't do it. And let me tell you what it created in my life by connecting with my body wisdom and realizing that the flexibility that I was creating in my body was creating flexibility in my mind, in my energy, and in my ability to take on more and more. And it actually set me up for connecting with really powerful leaders who I'm now in business with. It connected me with leadership transformation that I get to coach, which I never thought was possible before. And it's connected me in a way to my daughter, because I'm so much more relaxed and centered because of how I start out my morning. Yoga will be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And that flexibility and that commitment to consistency in the yoga practice and realizing that the answers are within me have created tremendous results in my life. You know, a $9,000 month is not outside the realm of possibility now. That was never something I thought I could create until I learned how to release the wisdom within me. And honestly, if I look back even 4 years ago and think that 51-year-old me is going to be doing yoga every day, I would have laughed, like hysterically. And yet it's yielded so many amazing things. And one really powerful thing that it's done for me and taught me is I can do yoga anywhere, and the skills that I learn, especially the breathing, I know there's a very special name for it and I don't know it, so I'm not going to say it, actually created the ability for me to stay on bed rest for 7 days when I was in the hospital in 2017. Because the thing was, I am the founder of Unstoppable Heart Coaching. And one of the things I do is teach people how to turn obstacles into opportunities, because that's all they are. They're obstacles get in our way, but we very often create them for ourselves. And when we look at them as opportunities, everything shifts. And in 2017, at the time I was enrolling in Maya, I actually had been told I had cancer again. I had thyroid cancer in 2016, and it came back in 2017. And I talked to Julie and I said, I don't know if I can commit because I don't know what's going to happen with this cancer. And she said, well, life is now, and what's going to happen anyway? Do you want to start shifting now? And I was like, sign me up, because I don't want it to come back. And it did come back. The surgeon came in and said to me, the cancer's back and there's a lot of it. And it was hard. I was totally blown away, not expecting that answer. And then I had to wait a couple of months to have surgery because of a variety of issues. And during those 2 months, I created with Julie my restorative yoga program, my practice. And I did it every day. And I focused on healing my body. And when I had the surgery, there was a complication that required me to stay in bed, literal bed rest, for 7 days, or I was going to require extensive surgery. And the only yoga that I could do was the breathing. And it was really hard to stay in bed for 7 days. And the two things that kept me going three things, was gratitude that I was in an amazing facility and I had everybody in my life supporting me, taking my daughter to school. My best friend took my daughter to school, her very first day of high school. She was staying with my best friend. The yoga, the breath that I practiced kept me centered. So I wasn't freaking out trying to get out of bed because it was really uncomfortable. And the third thing I did was decide that if this was a lesson I was going to learn, I was going to make a game out of it. And I was going to make a difference for everybody that came in my room. And I vowed to connect with them. And I connected with the housekeeper. We talked about our dog. She showed me pictures. Hi, Emily. Hi, April. Hi, Nick and Krista. Thank you for joining. I'm not Julie, and it's all good. She's traveling. But yeah, I made a game out of being on bed rest and not being able to even get out of bed without assistance. And I made connections with every single person, including the person who changed the needle box behind my bed. And he couldn't believe I asked his name. And that's what I teach in my programs, is looking out and seeing the difference that you can make for the people in front of you. Oh, I love the hearts and likes. If this resonates with you, I'd love to see some more hearts and likes. Because I knew that there was nothing I could do about my situation. Hi, Emily. The only thing I could do was shift my perspective on what I was dealing with. What could I do that was going to help me learn a lesson I got to learn? Create a situation that allowed people who came into my room to know that I was totally okay with being on bed rest, and to really actually make a difference for the people in front of me, because that got me out of feeling sorry for myself. And it was, I'm not going to lie, I had my moments. It wasn't perfect, for sure. But one of the best gifts I got was when I was leaving the hospital after 9 days. I had multiple nurses from multiple shifts come in over the last 48 hours of my hospital stay and thank me for making their life better. And I'm like, I'm a patient in a hospital requiring significant care, and you're thanking me? And they said, you have such a great attitude that every time we were feeling down, we would come in your room to get perked up, to get kind of recharged, because your positive attitude and the way you handled this really challenging thing inspired us. And we're better nurses because of the way that you showed up in that bed today, in this time. So obviously, I've been a nurse for 29 years, so I get what taking care of bedridden patients can be like. So the reason I'm telling you that story is when you are faced with an obstacle that you don't know how to overcome, or you are stuck. I mean, I was stuck in a bed, but when you are stuck, when that obstacle doesn't go away, shift how you look at that obstacle and figure out or access your body wisdom any way that you can. The way I did was through the yogic breathing. And ask yourself, how can I use this to impact someone else's life? To make a difference for somebody else and be open to the lesson. Now, I will never, ever say that I am grateful for cancer, because it's left me with a really significant scar. I look like I got attacked by a pirate. But I will always be grateful for the journey that it brought me on. Because here's the other thing. It brought me into a group and environment of people through Julie and the Dharma Circle, moving on through other circles in my life where there are so many people that are connected, that are committed to making a difference. And it taught me what I can withstand and how I can easily shift a situation if I look up and out and I listen to the answers within me. Because that's really the number one thing that Julie taught me, was to trust myself. I spent a lot of time not trusting myself. And learning how to access my body wisdom through yoga and through Maya and through mentorship with Julie allowed me to have the life I live now. Coaching, making an impact, connecting with leaders, and truly living my Dharma. My mission is to create a movement of people who look at obstacles as opportunities and teach others how to overcome them. And to realize that the best medicine is laughter and connection. So my recommendation is to really get in touch with your body wisdom. And the best way I know how to do that is, if you are interested in finding out how I access my body wisdom, how Julie teaches her clients how to access their body wisdom, is to send a private message to Julie through Facebook. She's traveling now, but she will connect back with you as soon as she possibly can. And realize that the answers you seek, the skill that you want to develop, whether it's trust like mine or some other skill or some other way of being, is within you. You just access it through learning how to listen to your body, listen to the messages that it shares, and realize that every obstacle is an opportunity to make a difference for others. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. And again, if you are interested in learning about how I access my body wisdom through Julie's teaching, or any of her programs, or how to get the answers of how to face the obstacle in front of you, how to unlock the answer because it's within you, PM Julie, because she will connect with you, and together you will find the key that will unlock your body wisdom, which will help you make a difference for yourself and everyone else in your world. Have a fantastic night, and thank you for spending Dharma Talk Tuesday with me.